Welcome back to the Office Marketing Podcast with Mike Swigert, the podcast all about sales tips, mindset, and value bombs. 5 questions to help make your day more productive and learn a thing or two. Here is your host, best-selling author, Mike Swigert.
Hey everybody, thank you for taking time out of your day and listening to this solo cast where I'm just going to answer one quick question that I heard from someone about a week and a half ago. And I really like this question. It said, how do you promote your brand or generate leads without a giant budget? Right? So listen to the question. How do you promote your brand and generate leads without a giant budget? And this is super important for solopreneurs, brokers, or even sales guys that maybe they're not getting a ton of support from, their corporate or larger company, or maybe they are doing branding, but the leads aren't necessarily coming to them. And it's so important. When I think about branding, I think about companies like, Google or Microsoft or Coca-Cola. That's what I think of when I think about branding, because they're generally not necessarily going directly to a transaction, but they're really just trying to keep their brand up front. And when I talk to, smaller companies, I say, hey, don't beat yourself too much about, how many people know the name, but really think about how many people understand the value or the problem you solve. So first thing to do is, before you start any promotional campaign, understand the problem that you solve. Right. And if you don't solve a problem, or if you don't think you solve a problem, take a step back, because you know what, in 2021 and 2022, you better be solving a problem or you're going to be out of a job. Right. So think clearly on what problem you solve. Right. I mean, I think if you look at our company, I think our tagline right now is we help contractors generate leads online profitably. Right. Because in general, if you know anything about this world of digital marketing and things like that, there's a lot of wasted money out there. So, that's what we try to do. But when I'm talking to young companies, what I say is, okay, start here. This is where you start. 1, understand what problem you solve. 2, you have to gather your database, your current database that you have, right? And you know what? If you've been to enough networking events, you probably have a stack of business cards, right? Think about that business cards. Maybe it's peers. Maybe it's ideal customers. Maybe you have that list, and get that list together. And you know what? If it's only 30 people or 80 people or 12 people, it's okay. Start there and start sending them communication on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and send them value. Send them real value with a tasteful call to action. Say hey, here's an article. I hope you really enjoy it. Hey, if you ever want to talk about this stuff, please reach out to me. I'd love to, connect deeper and talk about this stuff. And here's the thing is, mean it. Absolutely mean it. I think everybody knows I do this podcast, and I really don't generate revenue or clients off this podcast. I do it because I absolutely love it. I love talking marketing, right?
So, this episode of the Office Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Fusion Advisory. We help commercial contractors generate leads online profitably. Check us out at fusion-advisory.com.
So 1, build your list and just send them an email. And if it's only 30 or 80 people, you could probably do it basically through your normal email, have them queued up, maybe send out a few every day. If you get up over, 40, 50, 60, you probably need to get a service like a MailChimp or something like that, or an active campaign. And then I'll help you make sure that you can get it out. Also, do some outreach on LinkedIn. LinkedIn just changed their rules. You can only do 100 outreaches a week. If that sounds like a lot, you might want to think about doing a little bit more outreach on LinkedIn. And again, do that with a value position. Don't just do the basic send on LinkedIn. Say hey, I really like what you do here. I enjoy watching your posts. I like the activity you do. Or, hey, looks like we both went to Auburn. Let's see if we can support each other in networking. Hey, I see you're a member of IFMA or NAIOP or whatever it is, right? So 1, understand what problem you solve. 2, build your list. 3, deliver a message of value with a tasteful call to action to that list weekly or every other week. And don't stop. By the way, don't stop. You have to keep doing it. Just don't stop. And 4, get in on LinkedIn and do expand your network. Expand your network. And the last one is probably gonna be the most difficult for some people. So the question was, how to promote your brand and generate leads without spending a ton of money. One of the best things you can do is use your cell phone. If you have people's numbers that you have met and you've done outreach to, pick a couple, handful, half dozen every single day that you want to connect with, right? I try to make 5 calls a day, right? And you think, man, that's not a lot. Well, it's not. 5 calls a day is not a lot, but it keeps me connected with 25 people a week, and it keeps me connected 25 the next week. And odds are there's about 50 or 75 people that are kind of in my sort of like my world that I like to keep on touch with. Some people move into it, but I'm always just shoot some notes. Hey man, how's it going? I shot a note before I record this podcast. Hey guys, let's get this going. Time to reconnect here. Let's get this together. That's what you've got to do. So if you're looking to grow your brand without spending a ton of money, start there. Now, when your list gets up over, say 180, 300, you're probably going to need to do a little research because you're getting into some deliverability issues. I mean, there's a lot of algorithms that kind of, chop that down. But if it's you as a salesperson that want to manage your brand, you're doing it as a solopreneur or as a entrepreneur, someone that's working for inside a company, but in an entrepreneurial way, you can do this without spending a ton of money. And I hope this is helpful. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd be glad to help you. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Office Marketing Podcast. Be sure to join the conversation on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the episode, head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.